Hi everyone, this is Mike Brennan here at the National Hurricane Center. It's around 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, November 7th, coming on with the latest this afternoon on Hurricane Rafael, moving to the west-northwest across the southeastern Gulf of Mexico. System actually looking a little better on satellite imagery this afternoon. Maximum sustained winds now around 105 miles per hour, so Category 2 hurricane, centered about 325 miles to the northeast of Progreso in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, moving west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Again, as Rafael's pulling away from Cuba and the Florida Keys, conditions are improving there. Still a few showers and a few gusty winds across portions of western Cuba and through portions of especially the lower Keys out towards the Dry Tortugas. But you can just see the outer rain bands of Rafael still visible on the radar here from Key West, but the core of the hurricane now too far away to see the eye on radar imagery. In terms of the forecast, not a lot of change. We're expecting a general westward motion for the next couple of days that's going to take the center of Rafael across the south central Gulf of Mexico. Then we're expecting a slow motion as we go through from Saturday into Sunday, and then more of a southwestward motion that will take Rafael towards the southwestern Gulf of Mexico as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Still a little bit of uncertainty in the eventual track evolution of Rafael across the central and southwestern Gulf of Mexico, but interest in the southwestern Gulf should continue to monitor the progress of Rafael through the weekend and into early next week. Not expecting any direct impacts from Rafael along the U.S. Gulf Coast at this point, other than the risk of dangerous surf and rip currents. This is the rip current risk forecast for tomorrow, Friday. Everywhere you see in red, including much of the west coast of Florida, the Florida Panhandle, the Alabama coast, the middle and lower Texas coast have a high risk of rip currents. There will be dangerous surf and rip currents spreading westward across much of the Gulf Coast as we go through the next day or two and into the weekend. So please heed those red warning flags and don't go into the water if the surf conditions appear unsafe. And please only try to go into the water where there are lifeguards present. Just to wrap up now on the key messages for Rafael on this Thursday afternoon. Again, swells generated by Rafael likely to cause dangerous surf and rip current conditions across much of the Gulf Coast for the next few days. And Rafael's forecast to move slowly over the south central Gulf of Mexico this weekend and early next week, eventually weakening from a hurricane down to a tropical storm by the time we get to this weekend. But interest in the southern and southwestern Gulf of Mexico should monitor the progress of the system. You can always come back here to Hurricanes.gov for the latest on Rafael throughout the next several days. And in the United States, you can get more information on your local weather at your local National Weather Service office at weather.gov. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Brennan at the National Hurricane Center.